Hi everyone, I am so excited because I've just received a copy of Emelie Lidehäll-Öberg's new book, Fairytales and Folklore, and this is the book that we helped get back into print. It was originally printed under the title Sagor och Sägner, and I think Emelie's done 10 new illustrations on top of those that were in the original book for this new edition. And I've just been waiting for this for what feels like forever, so I'm so excited to actually unbox it and see it for the first time with you. So I've got my little blade, don't try this at home, and I'm going to open it up. And this will be the first time I'm seeing it as well. So I really just wanted to share this moment with you because it seems, like I say, to have taken so long from when we did the petition to get it back. And now it's finally starting to arrive. Right, let me get rid of all this packaging. Wow. Oh my gosh, it is heavy. That's the first thing that I'm thinking. It's heavy. It's a really substantial book. Now, as I said, we've got, I think, 10 new illustrations from the original book, so obviously there's a few more pages, but I think it's the cover and probably the paperweight as well that's making this feel so heavy. It really does feel like incredibly well produced, very high quality. You can see that we've got the gold foiling on the cover there to the writing and some of the little illustrative details. I love the green and the gold. The green and the gold go well together.
Hello, Editing Claire here. Just wanted to show you the exact colours of the book as it looks in real life, because my camera was making it look very blue, but really it's a gorgeous deep teal green that goes so well with the gold accents.
I absolutely love this deep green. Oh my gosh. Okay. I've just spotted my name. So let's just read the back then. Let's Colour, a beloved colouring book brought back to life in a deluxe new edition. Welcome to a realm of fantasy and magic. Join Swedish author Emelie Lidehäll-Öberg as she takes you on an imaginative, artistic journey inspired by Scandinavian folk tales. Originally published in Sweden in 2017, this colouring book gained an international fan following that persisted even after the original book went out of print. Thanks to the devotion of fans, we are proud to present this book in a new deluxe format that includes more than 100 colouring designs with 10 new designs unique to this edition. And here's my little quote. This extraordinary book, filled with whimsical, unique illustrations, is a treasure to cherish and a true canvas for creativity. That's so weird, like seeing my name on a book, especially like a really well-produced, published book like this. It's so strange. Oh, wow. This is such a thick cover. It feels thicker and denser than, the usual Swedish colouring books, like your Hannah Karlsson kind of books. This feels a lot thicker and stronger. I just love this deep green. Okay, so let's have a look inside the book properly then. So we've got the title page, forward by Claire Reedy. So strange. And then you've got all of the publishing information and things like that. Let's have a quick read, see if there's anything interesting. Yeah, based on the book Sagor och Sägner, originally published in Sweden. And there's forward by Claire Reedy again. Yeah, this is all just your general copyright publication stuff. So the first page is the same as it was in Sagor och Sägner. In fact, I should get that book out, shouldn't I, really? Bear with me. Okay, here we go. So this is the original book. As you can see, this page is the same as the cover art from the first book, but also it is the beginning page as well. Let me just see. Yeah, so mine's got lots of little pencil marks and things and ink all over it, but yeah, that's what it looks like when it's coloured. So that's quite nice for you to see side by side. And then after that, okay, so this is my forward. This is what I wrote. Now, this will explain it all of why I've actually had the opportunity to write a forward in the book. So I'm just going to read it all to you. Within the enchanting world of adult colouring books, there are hidden realms waiting to be explored, a canvas for creativity that transcends age. Today, it's with great pride and pleasure that I introduce you to one of the most cherished treasures, a magical journey into the fantastical world of Scandinavian folklore and fairy tales and folklore colouring book, and the remarkable story of how it came to be. Fairytales and Folklore colouring book is a new and updated edition of Swedish author Emelie Öberg's beloved book Sagor och Sägner. This extraordinary colouring book, filled with the author's whimsical and unique hand-drawn illustrations, was once out of print with no plans for it to be reprinted. Over the last several years, I read countless comments online asking whether this coveted book would ever be available again. Many colourists said they'd scoured the internet for prohibitively expensive and increasingly hard to find second-hand copies. For the longest time, it seemed that no matter how much the community wished for a reprint, it just wasn't going to happen. But seeing this fierce, long-lasting desire for Sagor och Sägner, and knowing that Emelie herself would love to make it available again, I felt I had to do something to try and rescue it. However, I could not do it alone. One evening, I set up a simple online petition asking for the book's revival. It swiftly garnered 1,000 signatures from fans worldwide. This rapid and enthusiastic response of the online community reflected our deep appreciation for the beauty and creativity these pages hold. Serendipitously, the petition caught the attention of the publisher Better Day Books in the process. Now, thanks to the dedication and passion of our amazing colouring community from all corners of the globe, the book can grace our colouring desks once more. Thousands of new colourists, as well as many of those who already own the original book, I'm sure, will now have a chance to bring the art to life with our colours. Fairytales and Folklore colouring book contains 102 of Emelie's designs to colour, including 10 completely new colouring pages, unique to this edition. As you embark on your colouring journey, remember with each stroke that this book is a celebration of the indomitable spirit of those who rallied together to resurrect something too beautiful to fade into the past. Evidence of the magic that can unfold when a shared love for creativity and the power of community unite. There we go, that was my foreword. It's been months since I wrote that, so this is me reading it back for the first time in ages. And like I said, I keep saying it, it's so weird to see my name in a book, my words in a book. It's fantastic. I'm beyond excited and beyond honoured to have even been asked to do this. Oh, wow. So you've got my foreword there, and there's also bits for you to colour around it. So if you wanted to do something special with this page, I would love to see it. Obviously, it's got text on it and it's not, you know, a full illustration page, but it would be nice to see what you guys think of to do this page. Okay, so here we've got a double page spread of basically an interview with Emelie, so we can find out a bit about her and her art, her inspirations and things like that. So she's 34, she's a mother of 2, so she's not that much younger than me. I'm 36 and I'm a mum of 2, so we've got a nice little bit in common there. How did you get started in illustration? I'm a self-taught artist. Wow, can you imagine being this good and being self-taught? Incredible. I'm not going to read all of this because I know that you'll want to have a good read of it yourself. You can pause it and read it now, or, you know, wait till you get your copy of the book. But she loves magical, whimsical illustrations. Her favourite Scandinavian folktale is a sort of cross between a gnome and a woodland elf. I can't even begin to pronounce that word. But they live underground or in the nooks and crannies of your house. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to actually sit and properly read this. Obviously, I don't want to read it all out on the video, but what do you hope that readers will get from this book? I hope that it tickles your imagination and the colours will naturally flow from you onto the page. I hope the art brings you the same joy and peace as when you're colouring it as it gave me when I was drawing it. And maybe I hope the book can help keep folk tales alive as the world keeps turning. Yeah, that's another thing, isn't it? It's really important to keep these old traditions and these old stories going. You know, we've got folk tales from all kinds of different cultures and corners of the world, and it's so nice to keep that going as time goes on, you know, because things can get lost, can't they? Like this book almost got lost. You know, there was very, very scarce copies to find, and we managed to resurrect it. So yeah, really exciting. So we've got another little page of text here, which is, let me just have a little read. Oh, it's talking about different tales of your country. For example, Brothers Grimm, like Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, Hansel and Gretel. But the art in this book is specifically inspired by different Swedish and Scandinavian folk tales from Emelie's childhood. So yeah, that's just, again, just letting you know about what the books are about. And then we get into the illustrations. Okay, I believe that the first 10 pages are the new 10 illustrations, I think. So let's have a look then. So, you know, before I even carry on, I've got to talk about the paper. It was one of the things that I told Peg when we were in initial talks for the book, was that it's got to have really good quality paper, because that's what colourists want. There's no point bringing a book back that was so well loved and not doing it justice with its production quality. And Peg has just obviously listened and really, you know, made a quality book here. This paper, it's so thick I can't even describe. Like, obviously it's not like board quality, it's not solid, it's not hard, but it's so thick. It's gorgeous. Let me just feel if there's some tooth on there. Yeah, there is. There's a very light tooth. I want to compare it with the Sagor Sägner paper. Now, obviously, I know straight away that this one is a thinner paper. I can just feel it. I can see it. But I just want to have like a direct comparison. Yeah, this is far, far thicker. I'm wondering what weight the paper is actually. I bet that'll be on the website somewhere, but this is definitely thicker. I'm just looking at the colour. I think this is lighter. It's still got a slight creamy look to it, but it's not as cream as this. It's more of an ivory colour, I would say, this one. And what was I going to look for? Oh yeah, tooth. So let me just have a feel. Feels quite similar actually, tooth-wise. I'll just try a different page just in case. Gosh, I've done so much in this book. Right. Yeah, it's very, very similar. So it feels like when you first touch it, you would call it smooth. But you know, if you actually feel and you concentrate on whether it is smooth or whether it's got tooth, you can feel the light tooth in there. I would say it's very, very similar to the original book. And the original book was done by Printworks, and they also printed Hannah Carlson's first few books. So if you've got a Hannah Carlson book, or if you've got the original book of this, you will know what I mean by it feels smooth at first, but you can feel some texture on there. It's very, very difficult to explain, but it is lovely. And, you know, I'll show you some of the pages that I've done. You can see that even on smooth paper, you can get some gorgeous blends. And yeah, I'll show you all that in a bit. But yes, paper quality, incredible. It's so thick, I can't even describe it. Let's do a ping test. I don't know if that helps you, but it is very, very thick. Okay, let's get on with the illustrations. Right, so we've got a couple of little deer here, and I love how Emelie does her creatures, her animals with fur. She just has these little slanted lines around the edge, and it just gives that very simplistic sort of impression of fur. You know, it's so sweet. And we've got all the florals. Emelie likes to do a lot of florals and flora and fauna in her books. So let's have a look at the new pages then. Okay, so it looks like we've got mermaid pages here. This is obviously a mermaid in a bottle, surrounded by lots of different fish, seahorses. We've got coral and different things from the seabed around this. But maybe this is the same. Maybe this is the mermaid, but a bit more close up. And she's got lots of little toadstools, and again, sort of bits of very nautical, marine looking wildlife around her as well. I wonder if there is something in the back of the book that tells you what they are. No, there isn't. That might have been a nice idea, just to have a little bit of something in the back of the book that told you what the original fairy tales were that inspired the pages. Okay, and we've got this kind of troll looking person, which I believe there's something similar in Sagor Sägner. Yeah, it's like this guy on the front cover. Let me find that page again. It's very similar. Can you see? Very similar, kind of a troll. I'm gonna have to ask like Emelie to write me a list of what each page represents for the folk tales, so that I can actually look them up and read about them as I'm colouring. Then we've got, looks like a princess. She's wearing a crown, but she doesn't look very happy. Maybe she's trapped in the royal world. You know, I was talking about that with my grandma the other day, just to go off on a tangent. We were talking about if you were part of the royal family, how restricted your life would be, and it's just such a massive undertaking to do that for your entire life. You've got no freedom really. So yeah, I don't know, that's what this page reminded me of. And we've got a cute little mouse sat in a little box. We've got Christmas decorations in here, so this would be a nice one to do around winter, Christmas time. So it looks like he's just set up home in the Christmas decoration box. We've got a couple of mushrooms, toadstools, and you've got lots of baubles to colour as well. And here we are with, well, this kind of, I was going to say it was a Christmas tree, and then I'm looking at it properly and it looks like a cake. So we've got like a 3-tiered cake with a cupcake on top. There's some donuts as well. We've got strawberries, and they're wearing little party hats. There's bunting. So this is some kind of birthday party, I think, but you definitely could do it as like a double page Christmas theme. You know, you could do a Christmas party. That would be cool. This one's got a lilo thing round her though, not a lilo, what do you call them? A ring, a blow up ring. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we've got a little, what I'm going to call an elf girl, because she's got the pointy ears and she's wearing clothing made out of leaves. So, you know, straight away I'm thinking elf. And she's right in the midst of all of the nature, the flora, the fauna. We've got butterflies. We've got 3 butterflies on this. And look at these flowers. Initially, I thought that these were raspberries, and then I saw that they've got the flower petals coming off them. But oh, it's just incredible the amount of imagination that Emelie has to create so many different scenes, you know. It's amazing. So we've got the little mice again and a little deer as well. This little mouse is, I don't know if he's having a bath in the soup can or if that's where he's just having a little 40 winks nod. Who knows? This one's watering the flowers. And look at this big house made out of a satchel. So you can imagine the scale of this. You know, you've got a bag and then they've made their own little house out of it. So sweet. So again with the elf, this one's got a pointy hat and he's got a little mouse sort of wrapped around him, is using him as a cuddle pillow. And all the way around we've got, again, the Christmas decorations, candy canes, the bell. We've got what looks like a pear, I think. Partridge in a pear tree, maybe. And again, just lots of Christmas paraphernalia. Here's a bucket with lots and lots of picked flowers and a little house nestled in between. I keep thinking I've got more than one page because it's that thick. This one I recognise, so I think we've actually moved on to the original Sagor pages. Let me have a quick look. Let me have a reference. Let me get all these bits of paper out. I don't know if it's in order, so yes, here we go. So this is the page coloured in. It's really cool actually that I can show you some of the pages coloured already. So yeah, I had a great fun doing this. I can remember doing it. Like I said, this is my favourite book. I absolutely love it. I almost didn't want to colour it too quickly because I didn't want it to be finished with. So it's great that it's now going to be available sort of everywhere and for as long as possible. You know, it's not going to be something that disappears within 6 months. So amazing. Yeah, that's that one coloured. And then I've just started this one. I say just, this was like 5 years ago or something. I've started it but I've not finished it, and I think I did a tutorial for the fur as well. So if you're wanting to see how that fur is done, I'll put a link for that tutorial in the description and you can have a look. It's very, very simple. Let's see what the next one is. Okay, so this is like, her hair are the rain clouds and we've got rain falling down. We've got some water under here and a lighthouse, so it's like we're on an island, but she's like the Mother Earth, so to speak. She's controlling the weather. Again, I would just love to know what all of these fairy tales are exactly. And then we've got the next page, which I know that I've coloured, so I'll pop it out for you. Oh, I did actually start that one, look. I don't know why I didn't finish it. Maybe I just thought it was done, but I actually can't remember colouring that one. It must have been a while ago now. Anyways, so this is the one that I coloured that I showed you earlier. So this is like a little gnome and his mouse friend, and they've got their house in the trunk of a tree. You've got the opportunity to play with light sources here and just make it look like nighttime. I don't know what, I think it must have been Prismacolors because I can see the different colours I've used for the blend. But yeah, really like that one. I love the green. Okay, then we've got, again with the trolls, I think these are two different kind of trolls, and they're massive. If you look at the size of the house, and then they're almost like gods. So again, I'm just really interested to know what that particular one is about. We've got the girl with the deer, loads of florals to colour, and it's all kind of different, what's the word I'm looking for? Intricacy, different levels of detail. So you've got some pages that have more than others, and then you've got some pages that have, you know, loads of background space, but one kind of object or subjects in the middle, and then you've got some pages that are packed full of detail. So it is kind of a mixture and a variety of whatever kind of level you're feeling like doing that day. But the gaps of the illustrations are all quite large. There's no real tiny minuscule need a magnifying glass kind of detail in this book, which I absolutely love. So what's this? This could be another mermaid. We've got some fish and some coral around her. And again, just carrying on the underwater theme, it's an underwater castle. Lots of seashells. So this girl has got her hair kind of wrapped all the way around this village. So I'm just wondering what it is that she does. She's got snowflakes as well, so this will be really cool done in a very icy coloured palette. Maybe some kind of cool blues or even purples for this. This one I have done, so I'll show you side by side. This is, well, it's a cake, isn't it? 3-tier cake, and then a kind of dome cake as well. At least that's what I think it is. That's how I've coloured it. So I can see that I've actually added in some lines here. Didn't think I'd done that, but I must have done, just to break that dome up a little bit. And you've got strawberries to colour, raspberries, little dark berries down here as well, and a cherry. So lots of different fruit to colour on this page. I can remember doing this one. I love how it turned out and how vibrant the colours are still. It must be, oh, I'm going to say like 7 or 8 years or something like that since I've coloured this. So let's see what the next one is. We have a polar bear in a jumper. Now, who can resist a polar bear in a jumper? Come on, tell me. It's so, so cute. Again, with the little lines for the fur. And we've got a little bird. Again, you can see what I mean about there's more detail on this one and then less on this one. So it's, you can sort of dive into the book however you're feeling that day, whether you want to start something that's going to take a while or do something simpler that's going to be quite quick to finish. So this is like the Loch Ness Monster. You can see the kind of humps coming out of the water. I don't know if that was the, it must not have been the folk tale that inspired the page, because they're all Swedish and Scandinavian ones, but I bet there's something similar to the Loch Ness Monster. There must be. We've got another girl here amongst the flowers. And we've got the sword in the stone. So this will be really cool to colour some gemstone kind of effects on this, and also your metallics as well on the hilt. I think that's called the hilt of the sword. You could make that one look amazing with some sparkly gel pens or some metallic paints. And then this girl, again with the crown and the cape, so she's some kind of royalty. She's holding a basket of fruit and she's got lots of animals all around her. Maybe she can talk to the animals, who knows? Okay, so this is rabbits. Look at this little rabbit's bum. He's fell into the basket. This is like a little hamper with lots of homemade jams and things like that inside. Very sweet. And we've got a pair of hands holding a little bird's nest with some eggs inside. Now they are decorated eggs, so you could do this as an Easter page, very spring themed. And then, oh, I like this cape. It's got little stars and leaves and moons on. So again, we've got a gemstone here on this, what looks like a perfume or a potion bottle. Sometimes these illustrations take a minute to figure out what's going on, you know, because there's so much stuff sort of hidden in the page, in the illustration, that you can't figure it out immediately. Your eye needs to sort of focus on the individual parts of it. So we've got another perfume bottle here as well. And then this one is the one from the front of Sagor, which I have coloured, so I will show it to you. You see, again using that fur technique that I did a tutorial for. I think it's just really nice that I can show you some of the pages already coloured. For people that's just coming across this book for the first time, it's really cool that I can kind of show you that. So we've got what looks a bit like an old hag or a witch, and a treasure chest, lots of big sort of curly leaves and toadstool, moss covered rocks. I don't know if I have coloured that one. Let me just have a quick look. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. And then we've got a cute cat, again, gemstones. This, it looks like a crystal ball, so I'll be really interested to see how people colour that to create maybe a glow around it or some swirling sparkle inside. I think I've coloured this one, and I think this is Thumbelina, I think. If I remember rightly, let me just find it. Yeah, here we go. Or maybe it's the Frog Princess, actually. Yeah, I think it might be the Frog Princess. So here is my coloured version. You can see that I did this in very kind of desaturated tones. I wanted it to look quite vintage, I suppose, is what I was looking for on this. So I don't usually use these colours, but I think they went really well together, and it was very limited, this palette. So as you can see, really, we've only got purple, beige and green, and that sort of made the basis of the colouring page, and I think they work really, really well together. Okay, so we've got a vase of flowers here that's actually a little home. So cute. You go through the doors at the bottom, make your way up into the vase, and there is a whole little village going on at the top there. This one I started, I can remember starting it, but I don't think I finished it. I think, yeah, I did it with Inktense. This was another tutorial one that I did. So I will also put a link for the tutorial of these multicoloured rainbow crystals that I did. And as you can see, I've not finished it. It's one of those things that I put loads of work into and then just completely forgot to come back to the details. I do that quite often, but at least you can see what it looks like. And this was definitely Inktense, which I really want to do some more practicing with, because they are incredible art tools, the Inktense. So unique, so different to everything else that's out there. I really just want to try and master them. But I think this was Inktense. Now that I'm saying it, I'm second guessing myself. And it might be something completely different, but no, I'm pretty sure it was Inktense. And we've got a cute little rabbit with a scarf. Isn't it nice to see animals in human clothes? It's so like quaint and whimsical. This is a snow globe with a little mouse watering his flowers. Lots of detail on the snow globe. You can put metallics, glitters, anything you want on there. And cute little lady. I think I did this for a tutorial as well. It's bringing back a lot of memories, this book. It's very nostalgic. So yeah, I did a tutorial for how to colour fabric folds. Again, I'll put that in the description so you can have a look. It's really nice to be sharing all of these tutorials again now that people are going to have the chance to own the book and use the tutorials. Okay, then we've got a long-legged bird of some kind. I don't know what bird that would be. It must be a fantasy bird. And he's got a key around his neck, and on the back he's holding kind of like Arabian Nights sort of style of house on his back. It's got the curtains and everything and the gorgeous domes. And then on this side we've got, this is slightly more of a realistic looking rabbit. It's not obviously a realistic as in hyper-realism, but it's a little bit more realistic than the ones we've seen before. We've got a bit more detail of the eyes and the face, and again surrounded by hidden Easter eggs. So he's on a hunt, he's holding his tulips. It's very spring themed, this one. We've got a bird's nest from a bird's eye view, aptly. So we're looking down on the nest, we've got the eggs inside, and then lots of other treasures that these birds have picked up along the way. Crystals and jewellery, gemstones, shiny things that magpies would usually find. And I'm just having a quick look through the Sagor book to make sure that this isn't one that I've coloured, so I can show you. No, I couldn't remember doing it, so obviously I haven't. Then we've got a little queen mouse, got a little crown on, riding on the back of a frog. So some water to do here and some kind of watery plants like lilies. Looks like he's going on a trip. He's got his little stick with his bag of stuff. So this is a rather large and grand teapot home. You can see they need a ladder to get up into the doorway there. And she's having a little shower in the teacup next to it. So here's the shower. You can see she sat in the teacup with her towel over the side. Oh, I absolutely love the creativity of these illustrations. Then we've got the octopus. So this is a half underwater, half over water, above water page. So you can try out different sort of maybe gouache or something in white to go across there to make it look like underwater. I'm trying to verbalize what's going on in my brain, and it's not easy at the moment. I'm having a lot of kind of like brain fog and confusion, so hopefully you're keeping up with my my strange ramblings on these pages. This is another little garden gnome that has fallen asleep next to a fox wearing a jumper. And he's got a lantern here as well. This kind of reminds me of the gnome from the picture that I did earlier with the green hat. Maybe it's the same guy, I don't know. I've lost my place in the original book, so just let me get back to that bit in case I miss anything. There we go. Okay. And then we've got a teacup full of birds' eggs, and here's the mum and the dad protecting the nest. Oh, this is lovely. It's almost like the magic has come from this wand, and you can see it's all flowers and just glittery things. You can just imagine it coloured, can't you, with so much glitter and sparkle and just really popping on the page. It's a gorgeous illustration. I also love this one. It's like the humpback whale between all of the flowers. Again, florals are a really big part of Emelie's illustrations, so if you love them, you're going to love this book. Then we've got a couple of kitties, so they're nestled among the flowers, having a little 40 winks in the middle of the day, wearing of course their jumpers. And we've got a scarf and jumper wearing fox couple here as well. Now this one's got some lovely fruit for you to colour, so big apples. I don't know if I've done that one, let me quickly check. Can't remember doing it. No, I haven't. Yeah, so apples to colour, both the inside and the outside of the apple, so lots of practice there for you if you're wanting to try and colour some fruits. And cute little Christmassy deer scene inside with the snow falling down. Now here we've got a big moose, I think it is, or some kind of elk, and again with the very sort of Indian themed house on his back, this kind of rug, decorative rug that he's got over. And it looks like a nighttime scene. Obviously we've got the stars, so it would be really nice to see that coloured in a nighttime way. This one I definitely have coloured, I remember it, so let me get my coloured version. I'm so not organised with this. As soon as it came, I was like, I need to get this open and get it reviewed, so it's not the best of reviews, but I really wanted to share this with you for the first time. So here is my coloured version of this page. Had a lot of fun doing the strawberries especially, and it's just so cute. I remember that I gave him ginger hair because my youngest was little at the time, and I thought he's got to look like my little boy, so that's why I did that. And then this page is also one that's coloured, and it looks quite different, doesn't it, when it's coloured to when it's a line art. You know, I'm looking at the two pages and I don't know what it is, but maybe it's the eyes or something. It seems so different coloured. But again, with the fruit, so you've got apples and berries, plums maybe, that you can colour on here. And I love the hairstyle as well with the two braids that come down. So cute. We've got a little mouse family reading a story, falling asleep at bedtime on this huge, cosy, chunky looking armchair with their patterned blankets and the cute little light that comes from the flower here. So gorgeous. And look, you can see that the chair's lost a leg, so it's been held up by books. This is like a dome, so it's a bit like a snow globe, but it's a glass dome, and there's a little deer sat inside, a little unicorn deer actually. It's got a horn. And again, with the Christmas ornaments, lots of potential for colouring metallic and shiny things. This one I've coloured because it was the one that I did with the Pablo pencils, and then I made my review of the Pablo pencils and I said how I really didn't like them, and I got so much flack for it. So here it is. Yeah, I just found them really hard to work with. But again, it could be a paper issue. It could have been that I wasn't as knowledgeable as I am years later about coloured pencils and how they work better on different paper. But I just remember struggling with them. So I do like how it came out though. I mean, it's not my best work, but I do like it. And it's good to be able to show you it. So Yeah, I still need to try the Pablos. They're sat here next to me. They're looking at me right now, and I need to really get back on, you know, the case with them and try them on different papers and stuff. So this little mouse is going on holiday somewhere. She's got her cases packed. It almost kind of reminds me of like a wedding arch, the way that these flowers are arched over, but then I don't know, unless she's a runaway bride. Maybe she's a runaway bride mouse. We've got a couple of cute houses here with the bunting at the top, and they're set into flowers, so you can imagine how small these houses would be to scale with the flowers. And then we've got a bird with its wings spread. Just having a quick look through. No, I haven't done that. This is lovely. This is like the two sisters or the twins. It's almost like a Victorian portrait. I don't know, I get that kind of cameo feel from it. And then we've got the horse here. This one I've done. It's Sleeping Beauty. So here we go. Again, absolutely love how this one came out. Prismacolor pencils, and it's so bold and vibrant. Like, my colouring usually is quite bold and vibrant. That's kind of what I'm known for. But I don't know as if I would have chosen these colours today if I was colouring it today. Maybe I should do like an updated version of one of these pages, you know. So in the new book, I'll colour it as I would colour it now, see how I've progressed. Do you know what I mean? I might try and do that if you'd like to see it. And we've got a crescent moon shaped frame of flowers around this house on this page, and a dome of flowers on this one, again surrounded by perfume bottles and what are they, like paintbrushes, but maybe they're actually makeup brushes, I don't know. Who knows. I'm just checking the original book to see if I coloured it. No, I didn't. And then we've got this really pretty decorative, again kind of olden daisy looking type of mirror. So, you know, that's something that could be coloured up really, really quick if you wanted to do something that you could finish in one sitting. This guy I've coloured. Let me find him. Here he is. So, again with the Prismacolors, and I tried to do the bubbles on this one very, very simply. So I remember just using a true green pencil, bit of canary yellow, bit of pink, and a little bit of violet, just to create a very simple bubble look about it. I probably would do it slightly different now, but it's cool that we can look back and see how I did it then. And then here we've got the elves creating and making all of the Christmas presents, and he's got his naughty and nice list. I think I must have written this on. Yeah, I think I have. Naughty and nice, because the book is actually blank in the original. And we've got all the toys and things, the rocking horse. Really, really fun. I adore this book. If you haven't got the impression already. This one I've coloured because I did it not long ago. Here we are. And as I said, did this probably within the last, 6 months or something. I coloured this one. I think I coloured it. Yeah, I think I coloured it as a speed colouring. So you can see how I did all of the different fish. Again, if I remember, I'll put a link in the description so you can watch that. And I used a tutorial for the pearl from Jennifer Zimmerman, one of her books. So again, I'll put all that detail in the description. But yeah, I think you can tell, you can see that I still have a very vibrant and bold style in my colouring, in the colours that I use. But I think it's a little bit more nuanced, my colouring now, a little bit more polished from what it was before. This one's gorgeous, look. It's a dragon wrapped around a castle. Can you imagine colouring the scales? Again, metallic paint, some kind of glitter medium. Oh my goodness, just having it shine and be really iridescent. This looks like a couple of eels, I think. So she's coming up out of the water. You've got the lily pads at the bottom there, and we've got the eels kind of rising up alongside her. It's another one that I'd love to know what the original tale inspiration was for that. And some more little tiny houses in the flowers. We've got an owl, lovely decorated and patterned owl here, and a couple of, I don't know, I'm going to say moths because it feels to me like this is nighttime. You know, we've got an owl, and I think this would be a really nice sort of evening time, or even getting into dawn maybe, when the owl's just settling back down again, and with the moths as well. This one's a snake, and there's lots of flowers kind of embedded into this snake as well, but it's another one that I would like to see how people tackle the scales. I absolutely can't wait to start seeing people's colourings from this book when it's released. Okay, so this is a floral wreath, and this is a bouquet. So if it is just flowers that you're looking to colour, you don't want to think about any animals or fur or anything like that, then this is a good double page for you to do. I think I've coloured this one. Yes, I thought I had. Okay, here it is. So it's a dome with obviously toadstools inside, and then you've got the skull and the tree frog and the collection of crystals, this kind of gourd pumpkin, and a jellyfish in a bottle. So I really enjoyed colouring this. It's been a long time since I've done it. I honestly can't remember. It's been a while. But I do remember enjoying colouring it, to getting this little rainbow tree frog and making the candles look kind of waxy and a little bit more realistic. So yeah, gorgeous. And then we've got an underwater lady here again, whether it's a mermaid, I don't know, but she looks like she's got scales right up to her collarbone. We've got fish fishing around? No, fish swimming around, and you know, lots of underwater flowers. Unicorn in a dome here. This is a more original kind of unicorn. I think the one that we saw earlier was a deer with a horn, wasn't it? This is definitely a more standard unicorn, and again, gorgeous patterns around the bottom of the dome. Here's a flower. This looks like, oh, it looks like one of those flower purses I was going to say. You know, when you were little, at least when I was little in the early 90s, we always had these kind of embroidered purses for our coins. That's what this one reminds me of. It might be nice to see how you could colour that to make it look embroidered. There's an idea. I think I've done that one as well. Here's the gnome back again. Yep. So here it is. You can see that I used some kind of metallic paint pen on the lantern, and I just completely blacked out the background, did a little bit of a glow around the lantern itself, and made all of the moths different colours. It's okay. Like I say, it's not the best, but it's really cool to look through and see what my level was, I guess, at that time. I don't think I've really gone, you know, super mega far outside the level that I was at before, but it is nice to see. This is like a lemon tree, I suppose, and each lemon has a little home inside it. And then we've got a little rabbit with, this kind of looks like a watering can. I think it is a watering can, and he's made it into a home. So you can see he's coming with a little gift. And on this side we've got the queen deer sat inside what could be a carriage. What do they, you know, like what we saw on top of the moose earlier? It's like a little house on top. That could be this queen is getting sort of ferried around in a horseback carriage. I think this might be Thumbelina, because look, she's tiny. She's in the little flower. I don't know if I've coloured that. No, I haven't. Yeah, I think it might be. I could be wrong. She's got little wings as well, and there's a dragonfly down here. And then this apple, did I colour that? No, I didn't. I feel like I have, and then I haven't, so I don't know. I must have seen it coloured loads of times and just thought that I'd done it. Obviously not. So we've got an apple with bow and arrow through it. It's quite interesting. Again, another very quick one for you to do. Now then, this looks like a squirrel, I think. It's got a crown on again, of course, and he's holding a sword. He's also got some jewellery and pearls and things hanging around, gemstones. So maybe he's brought them back to his nest. And this girl has a cape on. She's got kind of a Roman looking headband. I just really want to know what all of these fairy tales are. And this, I think this is Thumbelina actually. I know I've said that like 20 times, but I think this is Thumbelina, and I'm sure that I've coloured that one. Yeah, I have. Here we go. So I can't remember what I coloured the background with. It's obviously some sort of water media. I don't think it's a pastel. It's not coming off. But yeah, that's another one that I've coloured. And then I did do one of these. I think this was the one that I did for that tutorial video actually. And these are the two mice having a little shower and soak in the teacup. Got a pair of birds here. They look kind of like rooks or crows, and they've got some diamond goodies in the mouth that they've picked up and found, kind of like a magpie, I suppose. Maybe that's what they're meant to be. And then this is like a keyhole, and you can see the rabbit is peeping through the keyhole, and it's like an Alice in Wonderland kind of world going on in there. Everything's kind of coming out of the keyhole, growing out of it. This one I've definitely done. Let me find him. Here he is. I can't remember what this one's called. It's definitely something to do with winter. And I really like the colours that I chose for this, actually. Obviously it's not the best colouring in the world, but I like the colours that I've chosen. I like this, it's kind of mint green along with the purple and the blue as well. Really enjoyed doing that one. I think I can remember doing it and thinking it was amazing when I'd done it. Quite like the mountains, snow-capped mountains as well. So that's that one. And then here we've got a little hedgehog, I think. And look, he's got all of his worldly belongings on his back. He's got a watering can tied on with a ribbon. He's got his clock and his suitcase, and even his knitting project he's got on there. So obviously he is moving abode. I wonder if it's this one that I coloured that was an apple. Yes, I knew there was something like that. So here's the apple one that I coloured. It's obviously a little home for some creatures, maybe those little worms that you find in apples sometimes. Maybe that's who's living in here, and he's really set up home. But I quite like the flowers on this. I like how I've created texture within the petals. And I quite like that, the tones of greens that I've used as well. I think it all goes quite nicely together. And then the next page is the polar bear wearing the jumper, which of course I've done. And I made this into a snow globe. So you can see it doesn't have this circle around him on the original illustration. It's just him sat on top of his suitcases. So I obviously drew a circle around him and then made it look like a snow globe. So I believe this was also a tutorial that I filmed. I will again leave a link in the description for that if you want to have a go. Not really keen on the fur on this one, but anywho, then we have a couple of acorn houses. You can just imagine how tiny these are when you see the size of an acorn, and the big oak leaves as well. And we've got another very regal looking bird here. This is a double page spread, and I think it might be the only double page spread in the book. If I'm thinking rightly, they're all kind of individual pages. But this one flows from one side to the other, and it's lots of little mice going about their day. It feels very busy. Obviously there's a lot of detail going on here. What's this guy doing? He's got a leaf in his hand, he's got a ladder on his back. This one's got a little bow tie on. She's got a little top on. It looks like they're just all going about their day, maybe like going to work. She's got a satchel on, maybe she's going to school. It's really cute. I'd like to see this one coloured, and I'd like to colour it myself actually. And then we're on to the last page of the book. I don't think I coloured that, I'll just check. No, this is different. Hang on a sec. I've got Santa as my last page. There's the page where they're all busy and going to work, and then I've got Santa on mine. I didn't see him in here, did you? I wonder why that's been omitted. I'll have to ask Emelie. But instead we've got two little mice sleeping in some teacups that are tied to tree branches. Very, very, very cute. I don't know if that one appears in here. Let me see. The regal looking bird. Saw that earlier. So they're in a slightly different order, I think, in this book. I definitely didn't see the Santa though, did you guys? No, I didn't see him. Okay, well that's strange. I'm going to ask Emelie and Peg about that. Just wonder why Santa's been removed. But anyways, we've come to the end of the book. Here is Emelie. She's absolutely gorgeous, isn't she? Look at her. And she's, again, a self-taught Swedish artist who has previously published Sagor or Sägner and also Sagor, which is Fairytales. Another gorgeous book if you love Emelie's work. And you can find her on Instagram. And then at the back, we've just got a little bit about the publisher. And I just want to take this opportunity to say a massive, massive thank you to Peg and Better Day Books for making this happen. Because, like I said, when I first did the petition, I wasn't expecting really that we would get a new publisher. It was more of a plea to the original publisher to bring it back, but I had absolutely no response from them at all. And it was just, like I said, it was serendipitous that Peg saw my petition story on Instagram and was like, I want to produce it. And that's how it happened. It's amazing, and I'm so happy that it's here and that everybody's going to get a chance to colour this book. But Peg, you couldn't have done any better than you've done on the quality of this book. You've really done it justice. You've not just very quickly pumped it out to get sales and get everybody colouring the book again. You've taken time to really think about what a colourist wants and to create a proper quality product. So massive thanks to the publisher. Of course, a massive thanks to Emelie for creating the book in the first place. It's absolutely stunning what you've created here. And can you imagine this book being fully coloured all the way through and being left and passed down to children? Maybe you talk about the fairy tales and tell those stories as, you know, you're looking through the book. Again, I would really love to know like a list of all of the fairy tales that are incorporated into the book. That would be amazing. But yeah, I hope that everybody's enjoyed looking at this. It's so thick, it's so heavy, it's so substantial. I haven't got enough superlatives for it. You're just going to have to get it and see for yourself, and you'll know exactly what I mean the second you pick it up. So about getting this then, the release date is later on in August this year, but if you order from Emelie's website, you will get it a little bit earlier. It's like an early bird opportunity. So I'll leave the link for the website in the description. If you order from there, I think orders are shipping in this first week of July, so you might get it next week. Don't take my word for it, but it will definitely be sooner than it would be if you ordered, say, on Amazon. But I'll leave all of the different links below so you can decide what you want to do, and you can have a good read of it, see the terms and conditions and stuff, and decide for yourself. But yeah, massive thank you lastly to everybody watching this channel and everybody who signed the petition to get this book back, because without that it wouldn't have happened. It simply would not have happened. It was lost to the past, and the amount of people that asked me and asked Emelie if she could bring it back, and it was always disheartening to have to say no, it's gone, you know, it's never going to be reprinted, but it feels like a miracle that it's here. So thank you for sitting through my very long and rambly and excitable review. Hope you've enjoyed spending a bit of time with me and looking at the new book. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to get yourself a copy and what you think of it. Wow. I just wonder if I can compare this quickly to another book just to show you how thick it is. I've got one by Maria Troll here. So if you've got Starfall, I just want to show you like the difference. It's like two of these almost. I'll show you next to Sägner as well. Here it is. So you can see, hopefully, that this is a lot thicker. And it's a little bit bigger as well. Just put them end by end there. You can see it's a little bit taller. And you can see how much thicker it is by the pages as well. So yeah, there you go. Anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon on Colour with Claire.